Hey love, what is up? Thanks for joining me today. My name is Lauren, if you didn't know, and today we are going over the Dior Backstage Glow Maximizer palette and 03 Pearly Peachy Glow. So if you're interested in this, just keep on watching. So Dior recently reformulated this. They have been on a reformulation rampage. I don't know what's going on with them over there, but they're reformulating everything left and right. They're like getting rid of stuff and changing the packaging and reformulating. So yes, they did update the packaging of this as well as change the formula. I've noticed a small, and I do mean small, difference in the formula, but we'll get to that and my final thoughts at the end. So what is this? This is the Dior Backstage Glow Maximizer Face Palette. It retails for $54 and they came out with 4 shades, although there's supposed to be a 5th one, a lilac, like icy blue purple one. I don't know where it's at. Maybe it's delayed, who knows. But yes, they came out with 4 versions of the reformulation as of now. And what is it? It is a highlighter palette with ultra-fine pearlescent pigment and gel powders that deliver an intense glow to the face, eyes, and décolleté. Dior's Backstage Glow Maximizer is the iconic multi-use highlighter and blush palette featuring 4 ultra-radiant shades in pearlescent, metallic, glitter, and dual-chrome glow finishes. The ultra-fine powder blends seamlessly for a buildable, customizable glow. With 4 different finishes in each compact, including pearlescent, metallic, glittery, and two-tone for natural or bold looks. And it says it's an ultra-fine powder with unique pearlescent pigment and gel technology for a bare skin feel. Sorry, the sun's starting to set. I'm looking very golden. Sorry about that. It's golden hour, so yes, I look very yellow. Anyhow, I do have this palette on my face today. This is the glow you are seeing. So let's get into my face swatches of all 4 shades. And here I do swatch each one individually. And I also will insert a clip of the look I have on today on my face. And then I'll wrap up my final thoughts at the end. My face swatches are done on a face with just concealer and nothing else, so you can get a feel for what the highlighter looks like with no other products interfering like blush or bronzer. I am in the medium deep range as far as my complexion goes. I go in with the shade on the top left here, and I would describe it as a pearlescent light pink sheen with a hint of peach. Although the pink isn't very noticeable, leans more like a champagne on me. It is the lightest shade in the highlighter palette, but I can still get away with it. This shade has some glitter in it, but is barely noticeable. This shade also gives a more natural looking highlight, nothing super bright or blinding. I do use a blending brush here, trying to get this to be more intense and make sure it shows on camera. The first brush I chose gave a more lighter application of this highlighter, but as I just mentioned, this is a very natural looking highlighter and isn't going to give you a very high shine, just a natural soft glow, focus, and effect. I'm now applying the shade in the top right of the palette. It surprised me with how intense the shine is. It has the most intensity out of all 4 of the shades. It's going to have you competing with the sun. This shade is pure glitter though. It has no base color whatsoever. It reminds me of those Diamond Bomb highlighters from Fenty. The glitter is a mix of white, silver, and a light pale gold from what I can tell. This shade gives a very wet look to the skin. The next shade is the one on the bottom left, and I would describe it as a light yellow peachy gold pearlescent sheen. It's the most noticeably peachy shade here, and this shade also has flecks of glitter in it, and it's more noticeable than the first shade but less than the shade on the top right. It's very close to my skin tone and melts into it perfectly. It's the second most intense shade in this highlighter palette. And finally, we're going into the shade on the bottom right of the palette. The pink is more noticeable than in the first shade and gives a pearlescent sheen to the skin. It melted right in. Again, there's glitter in here, but it's barely noticeable. This shade and the first shade have the least amount of glitter in them. This shade is the third most intense out of all 4 shades. All 4 shades work on my complexion, but they all kind of look the same tone-wise with the exception of the bottom right shade, which has some noticeable pink. The other 3 give second skin golden champagne peachy glow vibes. They all melted nicely into the skin, and none of them, even with the glitter, emphasize texture in an unflattering way. If you look closely to the bottom right of the screen, you'll see a ton of glitter just floating all up in my airspace. That's your proof to how glittery this palette is. Now for what I have on in today's video with a more complete face. I use the shade in the bottom left as I wanted a more intense highlight, and this shade is the second most intense in the palette. Okay, and I'm gonna use this brush for this shade up here. Just mixing the two. This is so overkill, it's not necessary to do at all. I just dipped into this to turn my highlighter up a notch. That was my excited face, by the way. Okay, I think I'm done. So I'm gonna spray my face one more time and then I'll wrap up my thoughts. If you are curious about what's going on with my face at all these products that I have on there currently, I did do a recent luxury beauty haul video. I'll link it in the cards up above here. I feature all of those products, including this one in today's video, in there as well, so you can check that out on your leisure. I did pull out an older version here. I have this one in 3 pure gold, as you can tell by the all gold. I do have multiples of this palette though. This was the first one I could find, so I just grabbed it. And the only thing I suspected was truly difference between this formulation and this formulation, besides the packaging. I do like the updated packaging a little bit more. Although I feel like this I is like a little too close to this line on this D, like they're merging into one letter. I just wish this was moved over just like a hair, just like right here. Like, why is it so like off to the side like that? Anyway, back to these palettes, these face and body palettes. So yes, you can use this on your eyes, face, and body. The one thing I noticed immediately different, and I'm not entirely sure if it's just because it's just the formulations in this palette, because on Dior's website they say they have 4 different formulations going on, and I only bought this one, so I can't really like confirm if it's like this across all 4, if there's like different formulations in each one. But mine here, Pearly Peachy Glow, is very glitter heavy. There's a lot of glitter in here. There wasn't as much glitter in this formulation. There were some palettes that they came out with that did have a lot of glitter in them, but it was just like restricted like 1 or 2 shades, and then the rest were like more of a metallic or pearlescent finishes going on in their palettes. This one has mostly metallics. It actually says it on the back, like which shades are which, if you can see that. Yeah, so it actually tells you. And there are not a lot of sparkly shades in here. And this gold one in particular, it's just this one shade up here that has like a lot of sparkle and glitter in it. But it's not as intense as the sparkle and glitter going on in here. Each one of these 4 shades, even if they are all of a different formulation, all contain some level of glitter in it. With the most glittery being this one right up here, this one right here, this white, like white gold one. She's very glittery, like she's just pure glitter on the face. So if you don't like glitter, or you prefer glitter not to be in your makeup or highlight, I suggest you skip this, especially this peachy one. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure because Dior is told that there's 4 different finishes going on in each of the palettes, but in this one I could tell there's pearlescent glows in here, but even the pearlescent finishes have glitter in them. Even the metallic finishes have glitter in them, and this one up here is just pure glitter. So do with that information what you please. But yeah, that's the one thing I noticed. This seems to be more glitter heavy, but again, I'm basing this only off this one palette. So if you have any of the other 3 shades in the reformulation, please leave your experience in the comments down below. I don't mind glitter in my makeup. I don't mind glitter on my face either. So if you do mind that, you might not like this. I don't mind it though, so this doesn't bother me. But if I was somebody who hated glitter in my highlighters and makeup, I would be upset with this purchase, because literally all 4 shades, like I said, had some form of like glitter coming out of them. The intensity varied, with this one being the most intense, these 2 being the least intense, and this one somewhere in the middle. But I like all 4 shades. They all work, they all show up on me. I will say they all are kind of very similar. With this one down here being like the most pink and giving me the most color, this one is the most sheer, because again, it's just the glitter bomb. It doesn't actually have any pigment to the highlighter. And these 2 are also a bit more of a sheen on my complexion. But yeah, I do like all 4 shades in here. I can use all 4. They give me that nice wet glass skin effect that I like, that beaming highlighter. I would say my face doesn't look super textured or glitter, but I did spray my face with setting spray before I put on my highlighter palette and after. And it did melt into the skin pretty nicely. It doesn't look super scaly or chunky, and it's not emphasizing a lot of texture. It kind of just looks like I have a streak of just wet on my face. I do see glitter though, like particles, but it doesn't make my skin look textured. There's glitter products out there that make your skin look textured. That's why there's people out there that don't like glitter in their highlighter, because it can make you look textured. But this kind of like just kind of melted with the skin really nicely. I say that's the key difference between this formulation and this formulation. It seems like there's a lot more glitter going on in the newer formulation. It's in every shade. I wasn't expecting it to be in every shade either. I was expecting maybe like 1 or 2 shades to have it, but like literally all 4 shades of this, I've noticed there was like little glitter particles and reflex like on my face throughout the day. It melts in very well, I'll give it that. But yeah, if you don't like that, like, you know, twinkle effect or like glitter on your face, just stay away from this. But I like this palette. I do. I've used it several times since I bought it, and I have no complaints. I wore this just last night. Went out to an event and threw this on my face. Like, I was excited to use it too. All these colors, like I said, they kind of all melt into my skin. They're like a perfect nude tone highlighter. And the fact that they're all like of a warm tone, that peachy glow, they melt with my natural skin tone better, because I do have a yellow undertone. So I do like this palette. I have no complaints about it personally. I would recommend it if you don't mind glitter. I like it. If you like a wet, glowy highlighter with like a little bit of iridescent sparkle going on your cheek, or a lot, if you use this shade, you will get a lot of glitter on your cheeks, but I really can't complain. I like it. But that's all from me today. Appreciate you hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell me, have you tried this newly reformulated Dior Backstage Glow Maximizer palette? How you feel about it in the comments down below. Have you tried any other shades besides Peachy Glow? I would just like to confirm, like, are they all glitter heavy? Because I have several of this old formulation, and I don't remember them all, like all 4 shades in here having glitter in them. I remember some of them being just like a pure sheen or metallic on the face, and there would be an occasional shade or 2 that was glitter, but all 4 of these have some form of glitter. The intensity level varies. Tell me, have you got a different shade and you noticed anything different? Because again, Dior is toting that there are several different finishes going across the 4 palettes. If you want a really good recommendation for a highlighter that's bougie but has absolutely no glitter, go for the Prada. The Prada highlighter, she'll give you like this wet, high shine, sheen to your cheeks, like a super amplified highlighter that I like, but with no glitter. I do have a video on it. I'll link it in the cards up above here. But yes, I like this. That's all I can say. And that's all from me today, guys. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Don't get me wrong, there was definitely like glittery sparkle shades in the old reformulation of these palettes, but like honestly, it's kind of hard to tell like if they did change anything. That's like the only thing I could probably nitpick out of it. Like, it seemed to be a little bit more glitter heavy. Honestly, it feels like they're just changing the packaging and calling it reformulated. I don't know what's going on over there with Dior, but yeah, they're going apeshit reformulating everything. You know what they need to get in the lab and reformulate and bring back? That finishing spray that you had, yeah, I need that back like ASAP. That was like one of the best products Dior has ever come out with, and they just discontinued it with like no warning or why. I don't even believe it wasn't selling well. They had a foundation version of it too, but I'm specifically talking about the setting spray. Like, it came in an aerosol can. Absolutely loved it. Bring that back, Dior, please. I'm begging you. And don't reformulate it either. You can update the packaging, but keep the same formula.